Hey Crush, here are your week of workouts. We're gonna have 4 videos this week. I'm not gonna do the Saturday workouts anymore because they're not hero workouts, and I'm not gonna worry about the Labor Day workouts. It's just one day and just one class. But the topic I'm gonna cover this week on top of the workouts is I'm gonna talk a little bit about what is CrossFit, because I think there's could use a refresher for a lot of you, and maybe you have friends or family that ask you what CrossFit is. Maybe I can give you a little definition as to what CrossFit is and how it defines itself. Why I'm a little biased with why CrossFit is the best way to be overall fit. And next week we'll talk about the 10 general physical skills back there on that backboard. I'll talk about those next week and kind of why CrossFit better prepares you for whatever life throws at you, whereas if you're strictly a weight trainer, you're just good at lifting weights. If you're strictly a long distance runner, you're strictly just good at long distance running. Where CrossFit is looking to make you good at everything. Not great at anything, but good at everything. Anyway, we'll talk about that next week. So today, first of all, CrossFit defines itself as constantly varied, functional movements performed at high intensity. So today we'll talk about the constantly varied, and tomorrow the functional movements, and Thursday the high intensity, and then Friday we'll talk about how CrossFit defines fitness. So today, constantly varied movements. Every day is something different. I don't want to think of it as random. Random would be the old hopper model for those that really go way back in CrossFit. The first CrossFit games, they took a bunch of movements, put it in an old hopper like you see people roasting hatch chilies in, a big hopper like that. They're spinning around and they're just pulling things out of the hopper, and that's their workout. Completely random. So constantly varied should not necessarily mean completely random. You'll see that there's months where I have themes as far as strength training and strength bias type stuff to help perform or improve your front squat or your back squat or your deadlift. Or last month, lots of cleans and snatches. Hopefully we improved our cleans and our snatches. But the way I program, for those that don't know, is I do a month in advance. I don't just do a week, I do a whole month. I have a pretty elaborate spreadsheet that goes by day. I write all the workouts. Dump a big spreadsheet all the workouts, and I take all those workouts and I put them in another spreadsheet that has all the various movements, has time domains, is it time based, an AMRAP, or is it work based, 3 rounds for time. Do we have monostructural work, which are double unders, running, rowing, and biking? Are there heavy days? Are there light days? Do we have enough gymnastics? I hate box jumps. So to make sure that we have some box jumps every month, to make sure I've checked off a couple box jumps. So it's a pretty elaborate spreadsheet that hopefully within a week's time, or especially within a month's time, we've had long workouts, we've had short workouts, we've had heavy workouts, we've had light workouts. We have, that way we kind of hit all the broad domain, modal times, all that kind of stuff. And we hit strength, we hit light. It's varied, it's not random, but it is varied. So first part of CrossFit is constantly varied. That's what a lot of people like, because every day is not chest and buys, back and tries, whatever. It's not that stuff. It's every day is something different. So the first part of CrossFit for today is constantly varied. Something different every day. Today's workout for Monday, we have 2 parts. Speaking of strength, we're gonna do a 15-minute EMOM. The first minute, you'll do 7 to 10, whatever's comfortable, single leg deadlifts. So those should be, think like straight-legged or stiff-legged. I don't want your knees locked up. I want some bend in your knees, but those legs should stay pretty straight as you hold a barbell. Let me get far enough away and hinge down and back up. Thinking about keeping that barbell nice and close to your legs. Keep it really close. You do 7 to 10 one leg, and then 7 to 10 the other leg. It probably will be a really light weight. It'll really tax the backside of your body a lot more. It's going to really focus. If you remember the deadlifts, I think we did single leg kettlebell deadlifts last month. Same idea, but now with a barbell, holding the barbell with both hands. The third minute, you'll do 7 to 10 Cossack lunges. So the Cossack lunges is the side lunge where you go out to the side and lunge. Some people call them side lunges. And you'll hold a dumbbell or a kettlebell like a goblet squat as you do to add a little bit of weight. Again, 7 to 10. I don't want you going to failure on this stuff. These are both movements that should be light and should be working the muscles, kind of stretching them out. And there's definitely some strength component. I imagine some of you will definitely feel the backside of your legs after those deadlifts, but that's the strength part. After that, we're gonna roll into what should be a fairly quick Metcon. For those that also don't know, Metcon stands for metabolic conditioning. Getting a sweat on, building that heart rate, building that work capacity. 5 rounds, 10 light deadlifts, 135, 95. I'm thinking not only are they light, but they should be quick. So if 95, 135 is not a quick set of 10, scale it back. And then 10 burpees over the bar. They can be bar facing, parallel, it doesn't matter, just 10 burpees over the bar. 5 rounds of that, short and quick, after some strength stuff, which should definitely loosen you up if anything. And then remember, CrossFit's constantly varied. Have a good Monday.